Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Something a wee bit different this week. I'm going to head out for a kayak wild camp on one of the islands on Loch Lomond. So I'm just waiting on my mate James arriving, who was having a wee bit of a mare with his roof rack. As you can see there, I'm inflated and ready to go. And excited as well, just be good to get back out. And I got a couple of wee bits of gear to try out as well. So all good fun. So let's see how this one goes. So he's due about 4 o'clock. I was hoping to get on the water by 4, so hopefully he'll turn up soon. But conditions are nice actually. Calmer than I thought it might be. It was looking quite windy back home. I think that should be perfectly manageable and inflatable for the moment. So as you can see, I'm in the Intex Explorer K2 again. Set it up for single use. You can actually use it as a double or a single. And in the back there we've got firewood, we've got beer, we've got spare safety gear, and I've still got the pack to put in, which is all my camping gear. But it'll take the weight no problem. And then I've just put some inflatable stuff up the front to use as a brace for my feet when I'm paddling. But yeah, £140. I well recommend it for relatively sheltered conditions that aren't too windy. So the Titanic is ready to sail. I'm just south of the village of Luss, and it's a popular wee spot for kayakers and stand-up paddleboarders to launch from. A lovely wee nice area actually in the Loch Lomond National Park. Possibly going a wee bit over the top on the immersion gear, to be honest. I've got full sea kayaking waterproofs on, and I'm absolutely roasted even though they are Gore-Tex or whatever. It's a pretty mild day. I think it's about 15-16 degrees and about 4 o'clock now. Absolutely beautiful. It's a wee bit damp, but it's calm. Just excellent. So it's very Scottish, misty, but calm conditions. It's meant to brighten up tonight, I think, but it will get dark about 7. We're now in mid-October. But yeah, I couldn't have actually asked for better conditions. I was a wee bit worried about the wind earlier on, but it's absolutely idyllic. Unfortunately, James has called off, so it's Billy No Mates tonight. I'm heading across, I'm nearly on the island. I'm going to circumnavigate around the north side of it and down into the Narrows. It's a nice evening, not too windy. I just passed some really big Highland cows. I don't know if you'll be able to see them behind me over there. But I'm going to head around the coast dead ahead here and just get under cover. So that's Ben Lomond ahead of us here. And on this bank on this side, Ben Do I think it's called, above Luss. That's a wee circuit I've done quite regularly, and you've probably seen in my wild camps before. And the village of Luss just sits at the bottom behind those trees. So I'm just round in the north of the island now. Some sea kayakers ahead of me there, just about 11 o'clock. And then I'm going to turn and down into the channel round there and look for a wee campsite. So I'm about 10 minutes, if that, from where I want to camp on the right hand side here. I'm just hoping nobody's there already. It seems quite quiet. There's a tent over there by that huge speedboat that's been grounded there for at least weeks. I think it just gets stuck when the water dropped. So somebody's waiting for a nice wet day to get that thing back off and back to the mainland. See the view looking north behind me. Nice light actually. It's getting on a bit. Obviously I'm going to have about an hour of light to get pitched up. That's okay. And the weather's just remained nice and calm, and it's cleared up nicely. So this is where I'm thinking of camping, on this wee headland. And I'll just beach the boat on this wee beach here, and it's also a place for a fire. Don't forget the beer. Hoping there's enough room to squeeze my 2-man tent in here. It's going to be tight. It's going to be very tight actually. Wee fireplace there I could probably use. Let's see if we can get enough room to squeeze the tent in. Right, let's get everything in. Not a bad spot at all. And what a night. That's a bonus, considering the day was so wet today. It's a shame James and Richard couldn't make it. It really is lovely. Well, we are tight for tent space. Pulled the boat up well out of the water just in case. You do get some quite strong wakes off boats that can take your boat away from the shore, and we don't want that, and I'm not getting back tomorrow. As you see, it can get busy around here. Could be a noisy wee place until later on. Once all the passers-by have gone, it's almost like a canal. But it's kind of nice as well when you're on your toad, just to know that people are around, and you can always get a tow if you get stuck. We'll see what tomorrow brings. So this is my fridge for my milk and beer tonight, chilling nicely. A fridge with a view. I've also got quite a nice wee sand and seat where I can cook, which is good because there's not that much breeze here. Perfect. And then if I can get a wee fire going, I may do, just leave no trace though obviously. We'll try and get it down on this sand here, maybe somewhere, and let it burn safely. So as you can probably see, I'm in the Force 10 Zenon 2 again tonight, ultralight 2, 1.8 kilos. It's actually really good all-rounder. I think that's why I end up coming back to it. It's a wee bit big in terms of footprint for this tiny little headland though. As you can see, it's a wee bit twisted around that tree, and just enough length to get it in. Anyway, it'll be absolutely perfectly comfortable for tonight. And over here on this island ahead of me here, which is literally only 50 yards paddle, is an island that has wallabies on it and has had for many years. Though some of them were culled, so there's a bit less, but they're quite tame. And I'm thinking either tomorrow morning or maybe tonight I might paddle across, see if I can see them. See what I mean by the wake? So even though he's travelling slow, if you leave your boat in the shallows there and you haven't moored it or roped it off, there's a good chance it will go away. There's a deer over there as well on the other island. I don't know if you can see that. Let's zoom in. Oh, that's cute. Doesn't seem too perturbed by the powerboat going through. Absolute luxury in this thing. Tons of space. For two, and for one it's just amazing. So, and it's got a good overhanging porch for cooking, so you can cook in the rain without worrying about it dripping in on your on the inner tent. Anyway, let's have some crisps and some beer, I think. Ah, this is a life. I'm not really an IPA kind of guy. I just drink your average high street beer. So I'm on a Loreti tonight. Well, I'm on a few Loretis, and I've also got, if it gets cold, some sake, which I'll heat up on the stove. Some Japanese rice wine, you can't beat it. So, cheers everyone, and thanks again for watching the channel so far. So before it gets too dark, I should probably just say a wee bit about my sleep system. I'm using the Neo Air X-Lite Thermarest again tonight. It's probably about 15 degrees, so it's amazingly mild for middle of October. And I've also got my Mountain Hardware Lamina, Hyper Lamina Spark. That's about 7 o'clock now, I think. It's getting pretty dark. Looks better on the camera. Probably time to start thinking about making some dinner. You can see a paddler approaching on the left here. Hey guys, how you doing?
Hey, how's it going? Thanks. How are you?
Yeah, good.
Lovely evening.
Fantastic, yeah. You staying the night?
Yeah, hopefully.
That's amazing.
Find somewhere. The wallabies don't chase us away.
If there's nothing else, they'll eat all your food, I would imagine, but...
Yeah.
What time is it? Yeah, time to get some soup on, I think. There's a lovely view. You could just watch the Araka Alps up the top there. Just a constantly changing cloud going over it and the light changing with the sun setting. It's actually really nice. Very, very relaxing. Should be plenty. star or planet is out. I think it's a planet, that one. Noticed that the last few weeks actually, it's very obvious. Comment below if you guys know exactly what that is. I'm not very good on my astronomy. Right, I'm on another Expedition Foods beef and potato hot pot. Where's my lid? Absolute blooming guesswork. Doesn't even tell you how long it's got to stay in there and seal for. No minutes, no measures. Potato's still a bit crunchy, so I reckon even with the extra water I put in it, it's of no use. It's tasty, but it's a little al dente. So I built a wee fire into the sand. The idea being that once it burns out, you can just get rid of the embers and replace the sand, and it's just leave no trace. Oh, it's hot. The wind is a bit flukish tonight. It kind of changes. It's gone northerly again. A few minutes ago it was coming from the south, up through the channel. Cloud seems to have built up a bit now. I suspect there might be a wee bit of rain later, so yeah. We'll enjoy half of this fire, let it burn out, and then I'll maybe retire to the tent. Right, time for bed. Good morning everybody. Let's get a wee look outside. Doesn't look too shabby. Yeah, that's a speedy wee sup, that one. Right, I think it's about 9 o'clock, I'm guessing. And it's time to go. I might head over to Wallaby Island for a wee look, see if there's any there. The wind's getting up though, so I don't want to hang around too long this morning. I need to get back before that wind picks up. Anyway, leave no trace. Fire's gone completely. No rubbish. As soon as I left my campsite, these guys move in, see if I've left anything. But there ain't nothing left to have. Right, let's head over to the island here. Well, really sorry folks, but it's not our day today, I think. I haven't seen anything, haven't heard anything. Normally they're up at the top of the hill behind me here, but yeah. A lot of fern cover obviously, but I was listening for noise, but nah, can't see anything, so I'm going to head back to the boat unfortunately. So, well, I made it. I across the open water. I couldn't film there because it was so choppy and so windy. I would go on backwards if I put my paddle down for any length of time. Anyway, I've come from the island over there. A wee bit of a rough crossing, but it was okay. Anyway, we'll get in and get a well-deserved lunch shortly. So, thanks everyone for watching again. I hope you enjoyed that. It was a really nice, chilled out little camp. See you for the next one, whatever it may be. Mountain, sea, who knows. And I'll see you soon.